right, the last repeat champion of the World Cup was Brazil, 1958, 1962. Tone, so give me 3 reasons as to why they will not go back-to-back.
Yeah, so I had the tough task, right, of figuring out why they won't go back-to-back.
Was it that tough, though?
The first one is what you just spoke about, right? The fact that this hasn't been done since 58-62 by Brazil. And history tells us, especially the way the world football game has advanced in so many different countries, that it makes it even more difficult now. So I'm going to go as my number 1 reason, history is against them right now. Number 2, and I think this is the biggest one with this team, they have yet to replace Ángel Di María. We know he's retired from the national team. I don't think people realize how special this guy was. If you go to Copa America, the 2 Copa Americas that they lost against Chile, remember, he went out with injuries in the first half, completely changed the game, right? Completely changed the way that they play. This guy didn't, because of Lionel Messi, and rightly so, I don't think that this guy ever really got the flowers, and Marcelo could tell us better as an Argentinian fan, that he deserved. Certainly he was recognized as a great player, but Messi, no doubt, was the focal point. And then
before you move on, hold on, before we get number 3, is there a like-for-like replacement?
No.
Right, so that's an issue.
That's the biggest problem that this team has had, is Di Maria scored in big games. I mean, Copa America finals, World Cup final, and they haven't found that outlet on the left side that's dangerous, that can draw attention. Now it's just Messi. So we were talking about, that's probably the biggest downfall they've had in 4 years.
Yeah, and then the third one is what Marcelo kind of alluded to. Two Copa Americas and a World Cup. Everybody was playing for Messi. There was energy, right? And everything was around Messi. And there's no doubt that they still respect him in that way. Will there be the same sort of fight for Messi, or is it now like we're fighting for the Argentinian jersey like they always have? But I don't know that the effect is exactly the same right now. It's just so hard, as we know, to always be at the top. Right? We've seen it time and time again. Teams that get to the top, I just go, I look at this team, and again, I think I had the harder of the 2 tasks to tell you why they wouldn't win, because it's hard to find sort of faults in this particular group. They know how to win. That's a massive, massive plus. But I just think it's really, really difficult.
So here are my 3 reasons as to why I think Argentina will go back-to-back. And the first one's Lionel Messi. Now, you talked about kind of all the players around him and not having maybe the same impact or effect. I'm going to stick with him in particular. In the last World Cup, they played 7 games. He had 7 goals and 3 assists. That's 10 goal contributions over those 7 games, more than any other player. He's the only player in history in that last World Cup to score in the round of 16, the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final in one competition. Absolutely ridiculous. And he had 5 Man of the Match awards. It's never been done in one single World Cup. The guy knows how to play the game, and I expect him to step up when it matters the most. I know he maybe is coming from an injury, so we'll see where he is at percentage-wise, but we're hearing from Scaloni, the coach, that he should be good to go. And then number 2, we didn't really talk about this player, but Emi Martínez is going to be massive. He made so many big saves in the 2022 World Cup. He made that big save at the end of the World Cup final before penalties on Colomboani. I mean, that was clutch, and he has that clutch gene. So even if they get into the knockout rounds, and they will, and they get into penalties, he's a guy that that can trust to make the big play.
Still a little bit of an injury concern, right, with him coming back right now. So broken fingers. So that's
he's gonna play though.
No doubt about it.
But how hard is it to play with broken fingers?
He's a madman. Well, for a goalkeeper, it's probably harder to play with a broken finger than if you're a defender or forward. Just saying.
Just saying. All right. I just wanted to know that. And then the last reason would be experience. They have won the last 3 major tournaments they've been in. They won 2 Copa Americas. They won the World Cup. We've heard from their players throughout the lead up into this tournament that when it matters the most, when the game gets the most intense, is when they step up the most, that they're prepared for it. They know what it feels like, what it tastes like, and they know how to make the plays that end up making the difference. And experience goes a very long way. So, Cello, your thoughts on who are you going with, back-to-back, or who made the better argument?
If I don't go back-to-back, my dad would kill me. He would kill me being Argentine and all my friends. But no, listen, I know how difficult it is, but they're still one of the favorites. You still have one of the best players in the world who can still bring the magic. And when you're on the field, you're going to draw attention. So that means other guys are going to be open. Defensively, Otamendi, you look at this team a little older, but they're experienced. But you're also playing a few extra games this World Cup. So I don't know if they're deep enough to say, yes, they can get there. But when you look at this team, there's not much change that you're going to see from the last World Cup to this World Cup. And maybe, like I said, it all depends how much motivation they have to play for that 10 to repeat.
Yeah, I guess Di Maria would be the big difference here. Bringing in Thiago Almada, who has shown he's got ability, but not maybe the same type of ability.
Paz. Everybody's talking about Paz right
Nico
now.
Paz is very good.
So, but I look at this and I look at that back line and you say solid, but Otamendi's the one you're looking at that he is a little older. He's a little slower. So, and if you're going to win a championship, you've got to be solid in the back.
Yeah, I guess the only thing too, and I think you brought this up, Tones, was the fact that they now have 4 more years of mileage on their legs. And they have a target on their back, which makes it doubly hard.
Otamendi for sure. Cuti Romero, this is a guy that, plays on the edge all the time, right? And he's always going to bring energy. So cover for Otamendi. Montiel just continues to do the job for them. Lisandro Martinez, I think, such a smart player. You can go line by line here, and this team's incredible. Right, I just think it could be difficult because we haven't seen repeat winners time and time again. They're going to be somewhere there in the end. There's no doubt about it. If it's a World Cup final, I don't know. If it's a semifinal, I don't know. But they're going to be in and around winning a World Cup, right? It's going to be, again, you mentioned Emi Martínez in 2022. That's a margin. Right, that's one play that keeps France from winning back-to-back. You see how difficult it is, right? So I don't know. If they win it in the end, I don't think we'll be surprised. And if they don't end up winning a second one and if France wins again or somebody else, again, I don't think we'll be surprised.
Okay, so Marcelo, we're getting a comment about the lead up to the World Cup, that Argentina hasn't played maybe the most difficult schedule to be as sharp as possible. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, they're playing games. They know what they're doing. This is, yes, you would rather see them play bigger games and test themselves. But I also know that this team doesn't want to take a chance of getting someone like Messi hurt or somebody else. So I look at this group and say, you know what you have. How much experience do you have on that field? Do you really need to go play in England or Germany right up to the lead up? I don't think so.
All right, there's another comment here. It's about Scaloni. And he says, in Lionel Scaloni, we trust. How much trust do you now give this manager who clearly has demonstrated he knows what he's doing?
It's a manager that no one knew would be there, right? And all of a sudden, this is the guy that put him on the top of the mountain, right? This is the guy that got over hills that no other manager could do in Copa America with Messi. They clearly trust him, right? He's got Messi on his side, if you will, right? A guy that he's going to lean on. He has said through this whole process, 3.5 years, whatever Lionel Messi wants to do, because there was a conversation that Messi wouldn't play in the World Cup. I think we all kind of assumed it's in America. He was always going to play in this World Cup one last time, especially going out with the injury in Copa America the last time around here in the U.S. So, he knows how to push the right buttons for this Argentinian side, like probably we haven't seen ever with the Argentinian national team, based on the fact that they've just won 3 major trophies in this short a period of time. I just wonder, I'm laughing in my head because I'm like, can Messi score in the round of 32 now? Because he did in every other round. But you know what? When you go through any kind of tournament, it doesn't matter. You have to ride the waves, right? Think of the wave they rode. Think about the noise that was around Argentina in 2022 when they lose to Saudi Arabia in that first match. It's not like losing to a bigger team. And even if it is a bigger team, it's still Argentina losing the first game of the competition. And they just blocked out the noise, right? And Messi put his foot on the pedal a little bit. And they figured out a way to now ride the right wave going into the finals and end up winning the trophy. So when you get in those moments where maybe it doesn't feel right and you get that pit in your stomach about Argentina, they've been through all of this before.
All right, so going to let you do the vibe meter here, Cello. Heading into this World Cup opener, where do you think they're going back-to-back? They favorites? Where are you on this vibe meter?
I'm going to go to favorites. I'm not sure back-to-back, only because of history has shown that it's very difficult to repeat. When you play and you have the motivation to play for a guy like Messi, Scaloni, I'll go with favorites.
All right. Tones, I'm in that same spot. Just back-to-back is going to be so hard.
Yeah, that's where I would put him right now for sure. But who made a better argument? We did this over dinner last night. So which one are you picking? You've been sitting on the fence.
He's picking yours. If he didn't go back-to-back, he's picking yours as a favorite.
I want them to go back-to-back. Don't get me wrong. As an Argentine, I'd love to see the U.S. reach the final. As an American who's played on the U.S. national team. But history has shown. So I got to go with I'm going to sit on the fence like Tony did earlier.
All right.
It's kind of not going both ways.
Big Tones always sits on the fence. Don't worry about it. All right, so here is SofaScore, the bookies odds. You can kind of see where they can net out. They look like they're pretty semifinal for sure is looking pretty good for them. Final and then winning only 8%. I'll just read this here. Before their first World Cup game against Algeria, Argentina are touted as the 5th favorite to win the tournament by most bookmakers, behind Spain, France, England, and Portugal. How's everybody feeling about that? Let us know in the comments, because tomorrow we got the big game. Argentina versus Algeria. That is all popping off. That game will kick off at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do in their World Cup opener.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.